a squad like PRX, that kind of result is unlikely to happen twice in a row, right? Especially when they're back in familiar territory here.
Yeah, I also think the meta change might favor them a little bit, although something won't be able to play Yoru. He's been a player that's played a lot of Yoru lately. I actually think that the meta change is going to affect them less than some other teams. They didn't really like playing the Neon. They only just started picking up the Waylay and things like that. They were often kind of fitting comps to their team. So I think that things will go a little bit better for them today, and I think they've got a pretty decent shot of actually winning this head-to-head against Nongshim.
Yeah, and you can see how Alex was kind of nervously like, oh my gosh, our group, when I asked him about this group, because they will be up against Nongshim, and it's kind of, as he mentioned, it was saving grace that it's a team that they're familiar with, that they've gone against, because it is a very, very busy schedule for these teams, and they've barely had enough time to prep for a very, very big, a very big patch. Lots of changes into the game, and then they have all of these teams to get past.
I mean, I think that's the thing. I think if there's one team I'm going to back on no prep, it's going to be PRX. These guys are fluid. They move through metas consistently, as in, like, they play for themselves. They don't play to chase a meta, and that's why it suits them so much. But you know, there's no argument. It did not work for them in Master Santiago.
I don't know what happened. This was a bit of a capitulation, I think, is the common consensus among everyone for PRX. You look at a team like PRX going into a Masters Grand Final against a team that has never been in one, and you expect them to win that. And it was definitely not their day at the office, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely not. And I know that the entire team was very frustrated with that. It was very, very clear and visible. But you look at this match, and you look at Nongshim and what they've been able to accomplish. What Nongshim have done is basically the esports dream. You've heard it all around, from Premier to Perfection. They've gathered that squad, they've worked their way up the ranks, and eventually managed to win a global trophy. That's what it's all about.
But not before they got humbled. They had to take a whole year to warm up a little bit. They thought that it was just going to be a stepping stone and they'd immediately become an elite team in Pacific. They did get kind of rolled a little bit for the first year, and now coming into this year with full strength, a couple of roster changes, they really look transformed.
Yeah, I mean, this roster, like you say, Mika, they're living the dream. I mean, I think everybody loves this young squad because of the story that they've been through, the ups, the downs. They had to go through Ascension twice, and then they come back and look so dominant. I mean, I think the meta fell so brilliantly for them. They adapted it better than anybody else, and they've looked so good all the way through kickoff, all the way through Santiago. This team has not lost.
No. I mean, they've been on a big streak. I would love to sit someone down and show them the loss to Naus and then the Santiago game back-to-back.
They see Danby on Astra.
It's so crazy. And let's not forget that Nongshim are almost not here as well, right? So it's been a very, very crazy ride for them. But of course, with all of the changes that's going to be happening here, it's a big question of whether we're going to see that same Nongshim on this stage and in stage 1, because Yoru was such a signature for them.
I mean, the same for PRX. The biggest question for me is, with Yoru being heavily nerfed, you're seeing already some changes have to come through. Gen G here played Yoru yesterday. They didn't change up the meta. They tried to play the same looking comps, and you can see how much the gate crash has been nerfed here. One gate crash comes out here for Zinx, who plays deep on short, and by the time that elapses, he has to throw another one. In the meantime, you see GE taking full bathrooms control. There's the second gate crash coming out. He's got another 15 seconds to either look for a pick or decide where he's going to play. And as soon as that gate crash is gone, he's stuck there. He can no longer flexibly reposition. He can no longer pivot between the sites and stack so easily. So Yoru is a very different beast, and it's been an agent that has been heavily relied on for both of these teams. Maybe more so for Nongshim, but let's not forget something has definitely played a lot more Yoru up until maybe the very last stage, and then going into Santiago, he's been a bit more flexible.
Yeah, I mean, I think that clip just so perfectly shows why we're going to be seeing a lot less Yoru. When in the past you were able to take those deep positions for a full minute, now it's down to 30 seconds, using both of your gate crashes there. And G, to their credit, really understood. They just had to wait it out. They wait it out and punish every time. So big questions for me on Francis. He's been on the Yoru train for such a long time. I mean, we know we've seen him play things in the past. You know, he was famed for that initiator role
Yes.
when Nongshim were really sort of making a name for themselves. So did they go back to double initiator? I mean, I think that's by far my biggest question for this Nongshim roster is what happens to Francis?
Like, Francis was already a very impressive player, but then seeing him on the Yoru just made so much sense.
Yeah.
So this matchup is actually quite an interesting control group for the changes that are going to be happening here, because you just saw them in Santiago, and now we get to see how they play with this big Yoru nerf. It's going to mean so much for this matchup. And now we move over to the Skirmish highlights, and RB, of course.
We have to watch RB play Skirmish again, do we? He's at least he's got the Vandal out.
Got a Vandal. Okay.
Oh, okay. There we go. Envy on the other side of things, starting things off quite nicely, and RB is getting sat down.
Wait.
That actually brings me a little bit of joy in this life, but finally he's the
now he's
operator
playing
out.
the
Okay,
operator. He lost it. Oh, Envy's looking sharp today. My
Damn.
goodness. He's got like 3 kills in 3 bullets.
He's just running at him as well. Like, he's just really rearing to take these angles. Jesus, man.
Yo, can I
RB's
swap?
getting sat down.
Can I get Envy in my team today?
I wonder who had Envy on their team.
Couldn't have been Mika Fabs.
Couldn't
No
have
chance.
been me.
Never. He tanked him. Is this a clean 5-0?
Oh,
okay,
okay.
no. I'll be recovered. Playing with that operator again. Oh, now that's it. Beat him in his own game.
And let's not forget, guys, the Skirmish does give you a veto advantage,
Yeah.
and the map pool did just change, so this could actually have some pretty big ramifications on this series.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think Skirmish is not something you want to neglect. He's coming back now.
Ooh.
He's playing with the operator.
He's just buying the op every single round. All right, okay, Envy. Can Envy beat him at his own game? I don't think I've seen Envy operator before, ever. So, nope,
No,
apparently
well,
not. Okay,
okay.
is he choking this? Is
He's-
this the Santiago
We can't
Grand
choke.
Final
RB's
again?
getting in his head.
We can't do
RB's
this.
getting in his head.
Oh,
he's done
no way! He's upped him 5
Oh
times
my-
in a row!
He's reverse sweeped
He's
him.
bought the rifle for 3 rounds, lost every single aim duel, and he's just bought the operator 5 times in a row. That should be a fine.
That's
that
crazy.
should actually be a fine.
That is crazy. It's all, you know what? RB actually understands the meta for Skirmish.
Yeah.
And like, he's miles ahead of everybody. Now we move over to our map veto, and this is something that we
Fracture.
were so excited about. Okay, really quickly,
Barely know her.
Fracture, yay or nay?
I love Fracture.
Yeah.
I love all my teams. Whenever I was coaching, always wanted to play Fracture. I think it plays so differently.
You are in the minority.
I am, but I
Yeah.
love it. We got
I think Fracture's great.
take a look at this veto.
Yeah.
Fracture, Split, Lotus, 2 of the new maps with Split. You know what? This is
Yeah, I will join that.
We've
Sunny
been waiting
Thank
for
you.
times
Sunny
like
Go.
Thank
this.
you.
We've
Thank
been
you.
waiting.
Thank you.
Remember when Abyss and Pearl was in the pool? We were playing post plants on B-Long every round.
I love this veto.
Now we've got real Valorant that tastes like Valorant.
Oh, this is going to be amazing. A lot of coaches do not like Fracture,
I mean,
but
I
let's look
love
at this
it, man.
though. Let's look at this. Nongshim, they have
Yeah.
barely played this map. When they have in Pacific, they have not won it so far, and they looked a little bit uncomfortable on it. This was in Breach Teo meta. PRX have been playing this map for years. This is just the franchising record, by the way. Even before that, they were playing Fracture in VCT APAC. This is a map where PRX's bread and butter. They picked this map when it was in the pool. It was one of their first picks and a map they often went to. So I think that Fracture coming back into the map pool, and Lotus, by the way, another map where PaperX dominated on when it was in the pool. So I think this is actually a great map pool for them.
I have to agree. I think this is exactly the kind of veto PaperX wanted. They know both teams haven't had a lot of prep time since Santiago, so they take it towards the unknown. We all know PaperX love and thrive in the chaos. I mean, we have our predictions coming in.
This is crazy.
I'm surprised. I swapped last minute to PaperX.
Right.
You swapped.
I thought
You
I would
swapped.
be in the minority. I swapped yesterday to PaperX, and I thought I would be in the minority.
Yeah, but actually, like, okay, this is, again, Master Santiago champions. They just came off of that 3-0, and yet we are still having a lot of people believe in PaperX. I mean, they do have a massive fan base, that's for sure. But I just feel like it's like that, surely that can't happen to PaperX again, right?
I think it'll be a closer series, but I still think Nongshim is going to win. I'm a little bit worried about the map pool, though. Like, I think Fracture is a big question mark for me, but I wouldn't be surprised if you get a bit of a reverse sweep from Nongshim going into map 2 and 3. Like, I think PaperX has got a pretty safe one on Fracture, I'm not going to lie.
I mean, love it or hate it, it doesn't matter because Fracture is so interesting to watch.
Yeah.
And we are just loving our map pool right here and cannot wait to get started. We are starting off with Nongshim versus PaperX, followed by Full Sense versus DFM a little bit later. But for now, we're going to send it back to a rematch of the Grand Finals of Masters Santiago. So let's send it to the stage.
final del VCT Master Santiago.
Despite something opponent, draws the double up. Dead. He gets 4! Hunted down and killed! They are your Masters Santiago champions!
Today's matchup. Nongshim Red Force.
Aren't we lucky, Pacific? Second day, and we've already got a grand final. It's the rematch of the Santiago Grand Finals with Nongshim and PRX, and Nongshim bringing that trophy over to the stage. What a flex. It must feel so good for Nongshim to come home and walk that stage, knowing that you are the best in the world.
It's been a transformative year for them. That definitely has to be said. Ever since coming through Ascension, they've been on a massive win streak through the off-season into Pacific, and then rookies at their first international event. They go through the playoffs without dropping a single game, and now they've even got some gifts for their fans.
Yo,
Got
can
the
we get
noodles.
down there?
Go, throw
Can
it
we-
up! Throw it upstairs!
Oh my
please.
gosh!
Who's got the best
Nongshim, throw me! It's
They're
not gonna work.
delivering noodles to the people. They're some kind of irreverent figures. They brought noodles down from the stage.
They have graced us with the ramyun from Nongshim Red Force. That is just amazing. Showing some love and sharing all of the gifts that they have. But of course, now we have PRX who want a redo of that performance over in Santiago. Their first time against Nongshim in that Grand Finals, and they were caught off guard. They come in with full force here. The entire squad here just showing you. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Stage Manager there for getting out of the way. But of course, they were caught off guard, as anybody would be against Nongshim. And Nongshim, they were coined the new W Gaming, PRX. They now have the rest of the year to wrestle back that title.
I mean, aren't we just so lucky here in Pacific? Your grand final is our group stage. That's how stacked it is here. And
I love our
PRX
region.
looking for revenge. They got absolutely trounced. There's no two ways around it. 3-0 to Nongshim in that final. PRX not gonna be happy with that. They're back in Seoul, ready to take revenge on Nongshim's home soil.
They've never played each other before in Pacific. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
First time that they did clash was in a Masters Grand Final. So this is going to be a very interesting test indeed. Back in a more comfortable environment for both of these teams on the time zone that they're used to, but in a completely different meta.
Yeah, they're back home, and like I said, BDS has a world tour, and so does Nongshim and PRX. They're doing this Pacific stage of this, certain match, so it's going to be very, very
I
exciting.
love
as we
how they've
start
got the
with Fracture.
trophy in the middle of the huddle bubble.
Just flexing,
Hey guys,
surely that's
if you
good
had
luck.
any doubts, just take a look down.
Look at it glow! Look at it glow! I was just so curious of how it glows.
Yeah, that's a good trophy. I really wish PRX would have brought their own Masters trophy in just to say, hey, we do actually know what we're doing.
But
here.
Alex mentioned it's all the way in Singapore.
No!
Oh,
So if
man.
only we knew somebody who came from Singapore that could have brought it over.
Yeah.
I think two of our talent
Yeah.
team could have done that. But
Terrible foresight from them, not really thinking at all there. Absolute waste. But I think this, of course, is the highlight game of the week. I mean, I think there's so much unknown in this to say that this was the last matchup between the two. So much has changed in Valorant. The big meta shifts will impact today's games. We're seeing both new maps if it goes that way. We're seeing the Yoru nerfs, how they're going to be impacted. The Sky buffs coming in. I think the landscape sits so differently than it did in the Master Santiago final that I think PRX will be feeling inspired. I don't think they're going to be feeling down and out despite the destruction that was handed to them in that grand final.
Yeah, I think the common consensus right now is that, of course, Neon Waylay is very strong, but so far in Pacific, I don't think we've seen that at all. We've seen a lot of different comps, a lot of diversity, so I want to see what the comps these two teams come up with will be.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting on Fracture. Breach is going to be a question mark. Not an agent we see a lot, but it fits Fracture so naturally. We've seen it there in the past a lot. Okay.
Yep.
Very different
Here we go.
approaches here. PRX, they will be running with that Breach, but it's Envy on it, not something. which we love to see. They will be playing that double duelist. Jing on the Raze. Fracture is a playground for Raze, so he's going to be having a great day.
Something on the neon. I don't know if we've ever seen that before. I'm going to have to go back in the history books and have a little bit of a look. Nongshim Red Force playing a bit of an underpowered comp in this current meta. We've seen other teams try out Breach Teo, and it's not really hitting the same as it used to. So it feels like Nongshim going back to a meta of yesteryear, and actually a comp that they used to play, but back when they were nowhere near a world beater and they were not particularly competitive on this map.
Oh, you can already tell this is gonna be a banger, and look at that. Just like they never left Chile, casting this match once again, it's Achilles and Paper Thin.
Once again into the breach we go. Another matchup between PRX and Nongshim, and hopefully this time it's a bit closer. Hopefully this time it's a bit bloodier, and hopefully this time we get 3 maps in a best of 3.
God, please, please, please. I mean, there was some hope after that corrode. I'm like, okay, this should be a pretty good match, and then it just all collapsed for PRX after that. So I think here we're going to see a better showing. I think you're getting the 2 new maps that are coming back into the map pool potentially. Fracture guaranteed, maybe Lotus, which have been historically great maps for PRX, particularly Fracture. Like they were talking about at the desk, they have like a 76% win rate all time on this map. So this is absolutely one of their bread and butter maps. What's funny is neither team changing their comps from the last time they played it.
Yeah, just some changes around who's doing what, obviously, here. So some big changes in the PRX camp as well. Is something is going to be playing that Neon, which is something that he hasn't done before.
That's correct.
So he's going to be debuting this here on this stage. They pass the Santiago Grand Finals rematch here in the group stage of stage 1. Here we go. The crowd is ready to go. The Korean casters are ready to go. We'll clap as well, baby, because we are ready to get into the action. Cannot wait to see Fracture back in front of mine eyes. This is a map that should never be removed from the pool. It's like taking the goddamn Mona Lisa out of the loop. You just don't do it. You leave it there. You don't touch it. It's perfection.
That's what I like to hear. Absolutely. I am so stoked to have this map back, and especially to watch PRX pilot this. And, you know, I'm going to be really curious. Like, the last time PRX played this map was against RRQ, and Forsaken went absolutely nuclear on the Neon. So something coming over there, going up against Dambi, who has shown to be hands down the best Neon in the world. You look at his stats compared to all the other Neons at Santiago, he was head and shoulders above the rest. So a lot here to kind of prove as PRX in so many different respects, whereas for Nongshim, you've had some time since you've last played this map. It's never gone your way. Is it going to be a little bit different of an approach? But they're just kind of chilling in spawn for the most part, looking for contact, looking to maybe play a little flood against PRX, who are slowly, mostly creeping up through Dish. It is going to be Divide on that Killjoy. Has a trip to contend with, but should be relatively easy plant here. It just depends on how aggressive they want to get.
Dambi ready for the flood. As it stuns out. Relay bolt as well going to be flying, and that's going to be taken down alone on the site. Now the spike going to be stranded. Jing able to peel back one as Exros will fall, but not before he's able to find 2. Divide with that Sheriff in hand. Looking for an elimination, but ends up getting isolated, picked apart. Now it's all down to Jing. Francis will clean up the remaining 2 as Nongshim take the opening pistol.
Yeah, so this was all according to plan for them. Just wait for the plant and then, or the tap of the spike, and then they go. I was kind of wondering, you know, just looking at the map, it seemed to be their go-to idea there, and it works a treat. So good start for Nongshim here on this defender side. Throw the stimmy down, throw the relay bolt, get in there. For Envy, not much he can do. Player steps out of the catwalk. Divide okay with those sheriffs, but just too many angles here to worry about. Francis not going to be on that Yoru duty now. Seemingly, you know, a flash player no matter what. Shot not connecting from Dambi. Misses again. Something slides right on by.
Does, and we'll take a slide across the rope. Rotate over to that south side once again. Just going to be some moderate pressure here looking to be applied by Divide. He's calling for the rotations in. Looks like once again PRX wanting to try to attack onto this A site. As orb will be passed over to Divide's hands. Camera's still just watching over on that sand side.
You can see an immediate adjustment here from Ivy, where the util was placed. And the spray down catches a little bit into a couple players. Whoa, something though. That was fast.
Yeah, able to find Dambi. Solid pickup. Extros a little double tap with the Sheriff, able to find that kill, but once again, Devi, Sheriff in hand, comes up with the goods. It's the player advantage, still plenty of weaponry to work with here for Nongshim as RB taking points, storming his way in the halls. Now suddenly a 1v1, Devi just with that Sheriff still, needs to hit the headshot. It's down so very low. Looking for the hold to half, will just tank some of this damage from the turret, now clears it out. And then the swing, Devi will fall. So a 2-0 start for Nongshim, but plenty of damage dealt by PRX.
Yeah, I mean, already showing kind of really sharp map awareness and adjustments from the pistol round, being so ready for that player to be coming out of ropes. And Something does a great job here on this first, just nothing but head. Incredible. Devi, sharp as always with those Sheriffs, saw it plenty in Santiago. He's an absolute menace. He gets a Sheriff in hand. Great awareness here though from Ivy, anticipating, already had it to half, so. But still, it's so much economic damage. You're just carrying over that Phantom. You're gonna have Domby with the shotgun though, and it's always a concerning thing. Try to clear some space here with this double duelist that PRX is running. Look at Nongshim.
We're just hearing all this noise and they get everybody corralled on the correct side of the map. The question is, can they win out the fights and so forth? The answer is no. Domby, RB, now Francis is going to be taken down as Ivy can only find the one. Suddenly Exros has to do it all. Forsaken will shut him down, so very swift little hit here from PRX. Managed to stem the flood of Nongshim players onto that B site.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of this map seems to be coming down to, you know, can Nongshim get these floods to go? Can they find that timing and, you know, those micro moments to catch PRX off guard? But Envy's so far out there, Domby not expecting a player to already be tucked in on that side of the fast lane. Couple kills here and there, but really well handled overall by PRX. Yeah, they said just like that. Absolutely. More of that. They're going to try a crunch this time onto B. Obviously, attacker's side, you're running the double duelist on this map. As long as you're kind of playing the chess game well, changing your direction, a lot of opportunities to create trouble for the defenders.
Maybe trying to cover that tower side. It's actually just going to be the double push into the smoke. Meanwhile, underpass approach, watching for this swing in from the attacker spawn. Domby now setting out the relay bolt, trying to get the slide across and find the punish, but Forsaken does get stunned up, picked apart before he can exit around the corner. He now on the lurk. After Shock, not going to be clearing out in B, but they know where he's at, but James provides some covering fires, able to find one, but Domby just pushing forward. Phantom in hand, comes away with 2 quick kills and something on the slide. Cannot find a damn thing. Suddenly it's just Devi. Held off. Will get caught from behind. Ivy continuing to pursue through that underpass. Gets the flank through, and Nongshim will stave off PRX.
That one, that's weird. I mean, Envy just off. That's all it is. That should be a very different round for PRX. He's got at least one freebie here. This is just a great stun setup. I mean, PRX knew it was coming, but I mean, there were really good opportunities there for Envy. He just whiffed. That's all there is to that. And at this point, poor Devi trying to figure out how he can get around that tripwire. But too little, too late there. Jing does have the showstopper already. Judge in hand for something. If he can near, Domby has been oh so good at. He's taking some space, and there ain't nobody home here for Nongshim. They heavy committed over towards the arcade side.
Gotta go.
So it should be, this time, a freebie plant, and you're not even going to get any value out of this showstopper.
PRX still take that, but so too will Nongshim, not having to worry about that rocket anymore. As it's going to be 4-player approach north side, sitting around towards Dish. Not going to be finding any contention quite just yet until they make it to the site itself. Exros, though, considering that Armageddon at the ready. Looks to hold it for now. Meanwhile, the Rolling Thunder at the ready, armed and primed by Envy. His orbital strike as well going to be called in, just forcing them all the way back into halls. Meanwhile, Devi going to replicate that flank from Ivy, try to catch some Nongshim players off guard as RP actually gets boosted up on top of the box, but now Devi is able to strike, finds him, posted up. The exact wrong position, but suddenly Exros able to find a kill onto something. Ivy finding another, but the time is just not going to be there. The orbital strike as well will confirm that. So PRX cleaning up this round, getting themselves a second on the board, but not really going to be carrying much of anything over. Just the one rifle in the hands of Forsaken, now lost He will get himself a Red Bull clutch.
A lot committed there, though, by both teams, but Nongshim not able to get the round to go. Using their ults just to clear space on the site, but you had some counter ults available. Had the Rolling Thunder. Devi with a beautiful backstab to create that extra angle as well. Make things that much more scrappy for Nongshim. They still fight tooth and nail, and they almost get the job done. You get the orbital strike out of Forsaken. He's going to find that one at the end before he gets killed, but huge win there.
That's a really big commitment round. 3 ults invested. Tommy, oh my god. Takes Jing's head clean off. And that is going to give PaperX some pause. Convinced him to rotate across to the other side of the map. Ivy, disconnected position, just has the cam set up, tripwires there on the site.
Yeah, you still have the lockdown in play here, so you're going to want to make sure you control the tunnel as PaperX to make sure you can get that lockdown into position. Try to get that spike through.
You should run.
That's what they're going to do. Just should be, at this point, I would think a pretty easy plant, but Envy taking his time, looking for maybe an extra player who...
Waiting for those last couple seconds to tick down. Now we'll start working their way forward.
Smoke's down.
Forsaken at the same time, looking for the backstab, but Xros still somehow noting it.
Planted.
Maybe not fully buying into the lockdown commit. Give some credence to that potentially being a fake. Either way, stun now going to be lobbed in, but RB able to just jump to the side, dodges that one out. Some time being bought here for PaperX, but they are at a 2-player disadvantage. But Devi to try to bring that back in their favor a bit. Finds the one, something with another, Badami storming forward. The slide across, and Devi still holding his own. But he's down to 1 HP. Needs the headshot. Cannot find it. Takes Xros low, but not low enough. Nongshim once again not allowing for PaperX to tie things up.
Yeah, and it's just some of the individual contact battles this time for Nongshim that they're winning around the map. Starting to get a feel for how PaperX is trying to spread things out. Always looking for that extra player now. Always being aware of it. Man, that is quick from Dombi. Xros just watching main for such a long time there.
I believe it's this kill here. Gives Dombi his 1,000th within VCT Pacific.
Oh.
Congratulations to him as the team continues themselves out in front. Back into the mix we go.
Drone
going to be cleared out, but it's just going to be an instant salvo here from Xros, continuing to maintain control of this arcade position. Jumping to the side. That stun not going to be connecting onto something. He does manage to slide across, but they're looking to try to flush him out. Salvo not quite connecting onto those players behind the box. Something with that overdrive pop. He's able to find the one, but so quickly does Nongshim turn this round on its head. Francis has them outdone, outgunned. A 3K for him, and Nongshim now up to 5.
Yeah, I think now might be a time to pull a timeout here as PaperX try to talk a little bit about how things are going wrong. And to me, a few things. I mean, the players just don't look comfortable yet. I've seen some kind of whiffy moments. I think something not super, comfortable on that Neon just yet either. But those stuns connecting are a real problem because it gives so much information over. Yeah, you can just run at them and barrel stuff them as Francis.
Let's do the Lachia. Jump down off a high surface and spray and pray.
It works.
That does. Well, that timeout does come through from PaperX. Let's see what these adjustments can look like, because they've tried to, they continue to ramp up the attack speed. And even when they have gotten themselves onto the lesser occupied site, gotten those plants in, Nongshim have just been very good about retaking these sites.
Yeah, their floods have been amazing. And you can see it from the very get-go that was their game plan here on this defender side, why they chose that into this map as their favorite side. And they have a really good, kind of understanding of how to sort of dismantle a PaperX. They even start accounting for the flanks, the lurks. It's all really going very, very well. And I think, again, you're just seeing a little bit of discomfort with some of the role swaps here for PaperX. Again, something's first time on Neon. It hasn't been terrible, but it hasn't been amazing.
Gotta go.
Neon flash. Kaya molly leash. I can molly do. Okay, kita ready. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Camera. I take it by.
3, 2, 1. Call the camera. Have that cleared for now. Ivy alone on the site, but look at this peel. That Rolling Thunder gets called in. Ivy now storming forward, but he will have him outdone. Pushed through the smoke though, and RB is able to catch Devi by surprise. Meanwhile, right of the rope, little hop off. Something does take the hit, but manages to keep himself alive for the moment. Now, that's Shorty on the prowl, and Tommy will be able to find his prize. Something dead. RB that pushes the tower, catches Jing off guard. The timeout does not work a treat. Nongshem once again coming up with a round win, and this time starting to really streak themselves away from PRX.
Yeah, no. They're really well drilled. I mean, the way that they're using their util to corral PRX, even if it doesn't necessarily always result in kills, it results in space and positioning. Counterplay there, really nice, but they're using the concusses so well from the Tejo, from the Neon. They allow that space to be taken towards tower. And of course, Dombi is just better than you on Neon. That's always a problem for literally every team in the world.
Jing, okay. Damn clean with that bandit. Comes away with 2 kills. RB and Francis both dead. This would be a massive potential swing round here for PRX if they can pull off the Thrifty. Well, Forsaken lurking through this smoke. He's got himself in deep, and he hears these rotations from X-Ross. Opens up, catches him in the back of the skull. Tommy should be able to get the jump on him, and he will. That is so much work being done. Might be blinded up, but they do not read him. They just jumped clear over the top of his head. As he steadies the spray, finds the second. Now it's down to something with that Marshall, but Dombi doesn't give him the reset opportunity. Close but no cigar. The Thrifty cannot come through. Nongshem now lock up at least 7.5.
Man, it's just one of those kind of positions you might have forgotten about because you haven't been playing Fracture in so long. I mean, Jing is so good with the Bandit. All the way back into Santiago again. He's talking to his teammates. He's like, yeah, you guys should try this. It's really good. A lot of Sheriffs, of course, going to be favored by some of the PRX players. I mean, nasty Marshall shot from something, but just, yeah, too much. Too much to deal with. And got a bunch of ults here for PRX. He's got to go.
Check the box. Yes, he does. Has been able to spot him. Doesn't even take any damage here. So far, so clean. As the Armageddon even gets called out. Cool. Field though, something going to be dead. And Francis is spraying and praying. Finds Forsaken as well. It's getting bogged down by the cages, the tripwires on the entries to these sites. So the early kill and the ult commitment ends up falling to the wayside here for PRX.
Tripwire destroyed.
Advantages continue to slip beneath their fingers. Jing, however, still some fight left in him. He's able to find Ivy, but Devi now going to be lost off screen. Looks in behind the box. The spike is in hand, but can they get it in play? As RB still does have that ultimate. Another tap before they go for the commitment. Now NP dead. Just cannot steady that aim. Just off here in the moment, and now Jing opening up with those shots towards Canteen. They know exactly where he's at. The spike is stranded.
What do you do here? Is Jing, I mean, orbs are being snatched, Nongshem mid-maxing. Just trying to find anything.
I have the spike.
Looks back. Top of the plant. Nongshem not buying into it. Wow, okay. Finds a jump on a 1, but just doesn't have the time. Gonna have to sprint it in now. Try to get this plant down. Only a couple seconds remaining, and he's gonna be staved off, so we'll just have to tuck it into the corner and hold on to this weapon. Round wins continuing to evade PRX. They want to try to take this gun out of his hands, but Shell should buy him enough space, so we'll be able to carry that Phantom over, but Nongshem now continue to stretch this lead 8-2.
This just can't keep happening. I mean, PRX is looking to get shut out again by Nongshem on a map. Their map pick. I mean, they're just having such a hard time getting through the Cypher util. It just seems like they're not kind of remembering how this map can function. It's not like Cypher's unusual on this map at all. Very common. And you're just falling into these traps time and time again. Credit to Ivy, setting them up nicely, capitalizing. Oh, Devi, you are in a world of trouble, my friend.
Has to back away, but Dombi's going to be able to pursue. Devi still does manage to find 1. Good for his troubles. There's Dombi just going to be taking that rope across. Meanwhile, Envy says, hey, how's it going? As we might just be having another incident. A bit too overzealous.
guys.
As Nongshim do get caught. It's not an ace, it's not all of them, but it's pretty damn close.
I didn't think I'd ever see that again.
Yeah.
I thought that was a once in a... Now, granted, this wasn't all 5 players.
What time is it in Berlin? Good morning, Crashies.
Yeah, I
Hope
was
you're
about
tuning in.
to say. Wake him up if he's not already watching.
This round, we have 2 outies. Let's use it, boys.
Let's have some fun.
2 ults going into the last round of the half, and yes, they need to find the investments for this. So, it's going to be an attack towards this B side of the map. Likely trying to get Devi once again into the underpass.
Yep, should be able to do that. It's just, what's going to be the answer? You have no orbital strike here, so
Initiated.
have to chew through this as Nongshim. They're looking to stick around a little bit longer. They're playing this a little bit more aggressive than the last one.
Trying to delay the entries here from PRX, but for them all coming through on that north side. Molly not going to be staving them off at all.
All right, well, I mean, this is much better diligence being shown here. Stun's going to suck for Envy.
Disconnect, but he tucked into the corner here. Meanwhile, the orbital strike going to be called in, gets the spot there. This is a meat grinder that Nongshim are trying to push their way into, but Xross does manage to persevere for a second kill. Looks for that third. Managed to make it happen. Adami cannot find that little transfer over. So Jing with a 3K will get PRX a 4th round win.
Well, that was a phenomenal half for Nongshim, and really got to credit the way that they're using their util in particular. It is really giving PRX fits. The way they're able to control space, they have so many stuns, so much ability to layer, especially on like Arcade and on this B side. You know, that's where you want to get into those post plants as PRX. A is a little bit harder to control usually as attackers. And Nongshim is so ready for it. Just really good ideas overall on this defender side. And meanwhile, PRX was left scratching their heads, kind of forgetting about how this map sort of plays a little bit at times. It felt like some of the positionings of Ivy's util and Ivy himself literally lost some rounds. So we'll see though. Maybe, you know, again, that was Nongshim's side pick. So maybe this attacker side is weaker for them, but kind of don't feel like it is. This is an attacker-sided team.
Give themselves a really good buffer going into this second half. For PRX have to have their eyes on this pistol. See how they're going to be faring. You have that double duelist. So curious how they're going to be using that from this defender side to try to fight their way out, take space, and take map control early.
It's adorable. The artist never cease to amaze. Even got a cherry blossom up there. Some PRX fans out there for sure. And yeah, this pistol very important. I mean, PRX needing to slow this down. Xross continues to just murder PRX. He was obliterating them in Santiago, and he's right back to it on the Tejo.
Go, go, go!
And again, his util so impressive. The way he's staggering it, the way he's controlling. They're just waiting out their time a little bit here. But PRX has a good read. If Nongshim does commit to this, it's the stack.
Spot out. Forsaken just going to be dropping in. Smoke here. As he's got to back well up, and he almost dies. This time on the iPad. Meanwhile, something trying to hold the door. Will be able to find a second kill. Envy, piece of the pie, goes his way as Francis will fall. A couple kills in trade here, but now suddenly Xross the last one standing. Mike's still there on the floor. What does he decide to do? No more util, no more salvos. Another smoke cycled forward. Could potentially go for the underpass approach, but looks like he's just going to be playing this one straight up. Waiting out the smoke a bit. Meanwhile, Envy going for these jump peaks. At some point catching a headshot. Not quite going to have the get through that one. Forsaken playing in front and taking the kill for himself. So PRX, they will make it 1-1 in pistols, starting off the half right.
Yeah, this is again just a hard read from PRX that goes their way. Just being really patient here, even though Forsaken almost had an oopsies with the aftershock. That's okay. He's got a crossfire set up right outside of the ramp. pretty good overall stuff. Aim looking a little bit better now. I mean, frankly, part of that first half as well was PRX just looking shaky. I mean, just some kind of eyebrow-raising aim mistakes you don't see that team make very often. Actually, Jing with the Marshall. That is not usual. He's not bad with it, of course, but you know, obviously with something on the Neon, you want to put him on the Judge. Francis gets tagged up. A little bit of spray there from the Bulldog, from Forsaken. And they're just going to try a different direction, right into Jing's crosshairs, potentially. See if they commit.
Much to Trent really work with here. Just double ban it, and there you go. Chest shot more than enough to take down Downbeat. As a tape shell lobbed in, RB forced away, trying to grab that orb. Cycle in. First orbital strike of the half will be denied, I believe. Meantime, something is just here around the corner, and RB is not going to be ready for this. Judge will claim him. Now it's the full pivot across, but how panned out the players are. They know exactly where Nongshim are headed.
Big flash.
I'm out of here.
Something.
One enemy
And
remaining.
is able to avoid the shots. Divide from behind will have him covered. Comes up with the kills, and that is a flawless anti-eco here from PRX.
That's massive. Now you start to really get some confidence as PRX. I mean, when it came to their eco on the other side, they took almost everything away from Nongshim. Just Ivy survived, and they're coming through on a flawless. So you got to feel like this defender side actually going to be pretty clean, and maybe Nongshim actually has a shortage of ideas and strategies, or just effective ones at that. We'll see.
Go, go, go.
It's a very pivotal round in this map. PRX wins it. You got to feel like this actually is going to be theirs to take and actually take a series. He slides on by, catches a smidge of damage, but give you at least tree control here. Nongshim looking for some kind of aggressive play. Expecting somebody from tunnel, because they don't really have that angle covered. The cam is so far back. Could sneak a player through there, potentially, maybe, but gonna have to be diligent. Doesn't catch a glimpse of Envy there, tucked behind the box. That might lead them to believe that they could take some aim control. That's actually gonna be just fine with PRX, it looks like. They're so well situated. They could throw those nades through the door, Devise right there. You can use Envy's utility. This is a great trap setup by PRX.
Even if they just get the visual
Swarm
contact.
Whoa!
Okay. Door will just be open. Downbeat just be faster on the draw. Divide going to be struck down. As Downbeat continuing to scale forward at Sands, taking more and more space as Jing gets forced back around the corner. Then Ivy strikes from on high. Arriving on that dish side.
30 seconds left.
And I can hear a very unhappy coach downstairs. Because it is just something with a Judge. Let's see if he can get a drop of blood out of Nongshim in this round. Getting the bonus conversion would have been so massive for PRX. Now it's just about trying to find some damage. The damage he shall find. Quick kill, looking to pick up on the weapon. Let's recover that, Xross. Oh, maybe sussed out. Wonder if his shoulder was spotting, peeking through that. Something just had a solid sense of it. Either way, does manage to find a second kill. Opportunities for some more damage dealt. But this round is Nongshim's no matter what. Here's the exit. Won't be able to get the peak timing there. But will be able to catch Francis off guard. So free K for something for the round. Goes the Nongshim.
Still, that ends up not being that bad for PRX, despite how bad it looked.
Hi. Fight's not
Getting
over,
3
you know.
kills there with Nongshim's economy, it's going to force them to have to make some decisions. Zombie just so ready for that. Just had a great read on that there might be a player right out there. So then the trap that PRX is trying to set up where, you know, you hear some of that movement, you hear something, or you just get a sense of a timing there, gets disrupted by that. Oh my God.
That's how he got the kill.
Oh my God.
All right.
But the best laid plans just unraveled by that one kill there. Stun early.
Jing, oh, he's just doing his classics here. Finds 2 quick ones.
Good.
Divide, bottom of Sands. Dambi is just not ready for it at all.
Blinding.
Very good round of response here from PRX. Nongshim clearly hadn't looked back through their homework for quite some time. Jing catching him off guard with that boost up on top of the box. Should not really be able to happen. How many times he's done it. Now Ivy is just completely boxed in on dish side. Francis, was trying to make his way to the rope, and we'll just take the fight, so okay. It's a freebie.
Yeah.
Don't see them getting the round off this one.
Last player standing.
Yeah, maybe if they line up for Ivy, then suddenly they can make a go of it, but Francis with just the 9 health. Gonna try to play this quietly, maybe re-rotate, re-wrap back through the north side, see if he can catch someone off guard, but the PRX are still fairly spread out here. So Francis will just tuck in at bench and look to hold on to the weapon.
He's only 1 away from a Rolling Thunder, so obviously you want to keep this gun.
Hear these footsteps.
Grenade!
10 seconds
on the
left.
angle, paint shell's not clear, and I'm out. Rolling Thunder now online. Should have heard Devi. Now is going to be stunned up into the corner. Can he hit the shot? No. Devi will take him down. PRX continue to try to fight back.
Yeah, I mean, again, other than a little bit of whiffiness from some of the PRX players overall, this is just quintessential PRX on this map. It's the deep smoke to set him up that he can see right over. That's a patented Jing special. Forsaken on the smokes to tee him up. No, Forsaken's not going to get any assists there. He absolutely deserves them. And Jing up to 16, 1 away from a showstopper. Something with an outlaw. Seeing that weak economy of Nongshim, it's coming back to bite him. He created, able to do a lot of damage. So shotgun for Dombi, so shocker, yeah. That's the showstopper in hand, so this round, as Nongshim, now you kind of think, well, if we can get some of these ults out, who knows?
Flash out!
Flash through that sand, side to side across the Dombi, able to find the one with that bucky. Now Francis joining in. Backs up, finds Envy, and suddenly weapon can be upgraded. Showstopper not going to be connecting, but Jing's shot will. Francis fallen. Weapon's now not recovered. Still just that Stinger and 2 classics in hand here for Nongshim. Jing not cleared this corner. Not spotting out X-Ross at all, but will eventually do so. Last pack around, swings in, finds himself a third. And now it is all on Ivy, who's going to be caught off guard. Forsaken storms his way through the door to the fuse to come in, and PRX suddenly knocking on Nongshim's door, 1 round away from tying it up.
Absolutely. Looked a little bit momentarily worrisome for PRX. I mean, Dombi just doing Dombi things and running at you with a shotgun and getting a kill, and then you've got a Stinger behind it to give you that man advantage. I thought for a second here, man, you might even consider investing that Rolling Thunder, but it's going to be Francis who gets caught out there. Showstopper, understanding where Francis was based on the earlier contact at rope.
Timeout.
Automatic click. Well, that's going to be the timeout call from the Nongshim camp. Not happy with how close things have gotten.
I'm kind of curious, you know, what the calls are going to look like here. I think you're probably talking a little bit about maybe trying to work the B side of the map, maybe do some B crunches from Arcade and Tree. You've got so much good utility here with that Tejo, I think, to really control tower. The Tejo breach means that if you're in that tower, it's really difficult at times to avoid all that utility. And you kind of have to pick the lesser of 2 options. Do I get concussed? Do I kind of have to try to challenge an angle earlier than maybe I'd like when my opponents might expect it because I'm getting flushed out by like an aftershock, you know, the missile salvos, that kind of thing. So that might be what they're talking about. That's what I'd like to see a little bit of, at least, you know, kind of mess with that util advantage. You have something that works so well for you on that defender side. Would love to see that, especially with these ults too. I mean, you got the orbital strike, you got the Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, based on sound, okay? Oh, if you think they walk. I might get back shot from Arcade.
Careful here. Go, go, go.
Come in, Zen. I'm not gonna smoke. Go flank, guys. I'm gonna save my stun, guys. Go aim in, go aim in.
Very nice insight from PRX. As go into the round, and the site going to be taken for free here for Nongshim. Pressure quickly going to be applied. RB under fire, tucking into the corner, swings out to his demise. Something able to find the shot. Rolling Thunder to try to counteract, to flush them back. Dombi scaling forward, trying to take that space, but now Francis is going to be stunned up, and Jing on the corner swing is able to find 2. is PRX. Just absolutely annihilating him. Clean shot. One tap there from Xross, but needs so many more of those, and he will not find any. Timeout be damned. PRX. They tie it up at 9-9.
This is beautiful patience from PRX and playing that flood of their own really, really nicely, but getting rid of RB's ult while he's like considering it there momentarily. I think if RB can rip his ult here and buy himself a little bit more time, you could set up that extra angle, create some angle density at that A hall position. But instead, he kind of gets caught second-guessing himself. Does he want to invest it? But then PRX is able to fan out, take control of rope, get away from those ults. And Nongshim just gets smothered there. So they are going to hang on to the orbital strike. They do have the Armageddon.
Nearly an overdrive as well if Navi can find a charge.
It's kind of almost a repeat here of the round and away.
Yeah, very quickly getting themselves into position. Ivy this time. Tucked away behind the box and something, it took him a second to realize, but eventually turns back and finds the kill.
Go ahead.
Brings that one up, gets ahead of that Armageddon. Will be held at bay. Well, it's pushed right into Tomby's open arms. Kill found there is Rolling Thunder now going to be opened up as well. Tomby sliding back into halls, able to avoid that. Orbital strike, holding back the two players on this approach. Devi, however, Outlaw able to find the one. Envy with another showstopper going to be thrown in, lob past Tomby. But Jing just gets the Phantom out. Does a quick little leg workout as well. PRX will find themselves in the lead.
For the first time on this map, they're taking the lead. And it looks so similar. I mean, Nongshim here, a little bit of a minor adjustment. They're using that Armageddon to create a little bit of extra space. They're anticipating the Neon to go past it, so they have the stun ready for that. That's a nice little setup. But then you've got this Outlaw to contend with. Devi has that extra angle, and he starts breaking open. Jing is really on point right now. Sure, the showstopper misses, but his aim is outrageously good. He has been absolutely frying here, especially in the second half.
23, 12, and 5 at the moment.
Domby has an op.
Oh. The hell are you doing over there?
Getting stunned.
Okay, well, Francis able to find two, and Domby does manage to catch them off guard. Something dead. This massive changeup in the weaponry does end up working out for them, at least for the moment. Envy and Devi, 2v4. This would be really backbreaking.
How much
pull it off?
How much you want to bet something went? Okay, I'm buying an op now. That's that's it.
I mean,
gloves are off.
Very well could. Texture ops on the Neon.
Oh yeah.
Typically looks good with it.
I know exactly
Very doable.
where you are.
Absolutely. The neural theft just to make sure.
They are taking no chances with this one. As Envy's position revealed, backs away. Devi, real way to try to utilize this ultimate here, but now that Francis does get caught in the open, you start to have a bit more wiggle room, but Xross receives that up, passed over to him, puts it to use.
Flash out.
Now be ready for the corner. Will be able to catch Envy off guard. Got from behind, from that arcade side. 10-10, Nongshim, they keep it tight-knit.
Yeah, for a moment there, I thought Nongshim might just get caught up in this crunch here. Francis able to sidestep. Gets the double with the spray down. Domby's therefore able to wait out the attempted push out by PRX. Put that op. That was a nice little flick too. So let's see. Op, I told you.
I mean, it's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, I know. That wasn't like I was gambling there.
Yeah. See if they end up clashing though. Domby once again, the operator in hand. Stealth drone. Straight out by Jing, and then he gets right into his sights. Domby striking again. Something not really on much of a forward line. If he swings that corner, the camera will spot him out.
Jing just looking to throw the paint shells or something, and Domby's so quick, man. His reaction time is out of this world.
I mean, if Domby could actually start becoming like a world-class opper, then he might just be the most terrifying player in the world.
He would be, hands down.
Okay, well, something. Still damn good with his own. Finds Francis. Ivy on this lurk. Ends up getting overwhelmed. He was just caught a bit off guard on that initial swing. bit too late to try to open fire. Ends up falling to the wayside. Now he's sliding forward. Looks to get rid of the lockdown and does. Only now a 3v3. Still the orbital strike in hand for Forsaken. Something trying to push forward, take some space, and Extros just has no idea about this approach. Suddenly player advantage back into the hands of PRX. Something continuing to excel. RB nearly burned to a crisp. Just 3 health remaining. Sends out the molly. Not going to be able to body block that one, but they get the hold up to half. Some damage dealt, but this would be heroics, the likes of which we haven't really seen from RB. As he is just going to be dead on that swing. PRX.
You're welcome.
Starts looking a bit dicey there, but they managed to stabilize it. Retake the lead by 1.
Well, yeah, their decision here to start clearing some of the flanks while the lockdown is coming through ends up netting them a man advantage in the long run here. This is just a nice little peek out. Even though Dombi, again, just going to disrespect your util. Sorry, Devi. And he has the brim stim. Gives him a little extra boost there. Doesn't matter when something has that op.
Let's go. Well played, Jason. They throw, eh?
His bread and butter. Something now 17 and 14 gets into the positives.
Ivy put under pressure immediately here. The flank comes in, just full north side crunch. Brilliant stuff here from PRX. Just picking apart the isolated player. Now, rotate across towards that south side. Storming their way forward. Longship still very much contained over towards the site itself. It's RB. Molly to try to delay the approach from Halls. Will send that one through. Clear the boom bomb. Paint Shells, however, at his feet. Puts it down at 85. Jing does manage to get the line of sight. RB going to be taken down. Dombi on the approach at Sands. Only able to find the one before getting traded up by Forsaken. He's now looking to hold his own at the top of the rope. And hold it he shall. A 3K for Forsaken and PRX get themselves up to map point.
Oh, gosh. They're just being so proactive on the map. And the only round it didn't work out was the first round where Dombi took the op. Since then, they have been picking on Ivy, clearing him out of that flank, giving them that extra man advantage. That allows Devi to put the turret up in the top so they know no one's on site because the smoke is on top of the turret. It comes up. It never pings anybody. So they're able to start clearing out these extra angles. Forsaken's so ready for this push in towards spawn.
Timeout.
Final timeout call.
Yep.
Trying to make a go of this, push this into overtime, something that PRX failed to do on that tight-knit map of Corrode. Got so very close, but fell shy of the mark. See if Nongshim gonna be able to do just that, even 2 in a row. As you can see, the economy it's not been in a good state at all this entire half.
No. They've been constantly on a knife's edge. You know, maybe able to squeeze in a rifle or 2 on some of these ecos. One of them, they couldn't get anything in there at all other than the Stingers and the Bucky. So this time, they're going to have a little bit. They're going to have Dombi with a judge. I mean, again, I think I'd like to see some kind of B presence shown here with this comp. I think it suits them a little bit more because the retakes on A have been great for PRX. Time and time again, they've been able to make them go. And you do have the Rolling Thunder. You've got Dombi's ult. No op this time. PRX not going to drop that over. Devi actually going to grab an Odin? Sure, why not? You've got plenty of cash.
Go, go, go!
He's just trying to set up one of the worst possible traps to fall into on that A side of the map.
Yeah.
Alarm bot into the nano, into the turret, into the spam for the Odin. But for now, Nongshim not straying into that side of the map. Something to try to take some space. Here's the entry there from Dombi. Zaps him a little bit. As it will be a trade on the Neons, but now a trade up as Jing over the top. Able to find the one. RB going to be struck down. The Rolling Thunder finding a stun, but Envy staying tucked in at tower. Not been flushed out yet, but Ivy now able to strike for 1. Finds Forsaken, pushes up the top, and Envy ends up getting taken down as well. Spike out into the open. Jing watching the angle. X-Raw